Thank you, Mr. Chair, and maybe as compared to asking a bunch of questions, I'll make a statement and allow the two testifiers to comment. So I was going in the same direction. It seems to me that we're actually increasing the fees to local units of government here, and I know in my own, my former firm's line of business, audit fees have been going down substantially, in part because of economic issues and the fact that staff have taken compensation reductions, and also through better use of technology and the ability to automate the audit process. Audits in general are becoming much more commoditized and not nearly the labor-intensive activity that they were before. So I too would zero in on this change item and question why in the world we're actually increasing our cost of labor at the state, transferring that cost through fees down to local units of government, and why we're not able to realize some of those savings that we're seeing in the private sector audit firms, and if there's some other rationale behind this or some other factors that I'm not thinking about. I'm glad to hear them, but it jumps out at me as well that we're increasing our costs and passing it on to the locals.
Did you wish to?
Yes, please, Mr. Chair, Representative Downey. So this is what this says. If you allow me to keep my people, then with those people there and they continue to do the work they've been doing all along, the fees are collected for them. If I lost them, we would no longer collect fees for them, and you guys would have a hole in your revenue. I know you. So this is not about higher billing. This isn't about. This is if you allow to keep those, you let me keep those people, and allow them to continue to do the work that they do. They will continue to collect fees from the local governments. It's not an increase in fees. Our fees are flat. It's just the people. It's the billable hours for the people. And because audit division, we collect fees on and we put it back into the general fund, it's a no different impact to local governments. It's the same. It's just how we account for it in the budget document. Does that make sense?
Representative Downey?
Well, Mr. Chair, it really doesn't make sense. Maybe we can have an offline conversation, but the same number of people doing the same number of audits at higher cost with a higher chargeback to the locals, and maybe there's some way that you're accounting for it that I don't understand, but it doesn't add up to me, and it certainly runs counter to what the private sector is doing. And it might even beg the question as to whether or not we start outsourcing a higher percentage of these audits, these local government audits, to the private sector, and do a comparison between our ability at the state to do a cost-effective job versus the private sector. I know we went in that direction at one point and then backed off. As a state, it might warrant some discussion this year too. Thank you, Mr. Chair.